Here we go. So, Sheriff AJ, I just wanted to thank you for taking a couple of minutes here and out of your busy schedule to share some insight into what it is that's happening behind the scenes with Franklin County Sheriff's Department. I know that we've had a very busy. You've always got a busy week, but we did have a few extraordinary cases that made quite a splash around here in these parts, and the first one being the story of the woman that was suffering from Alzheimer's who disappeared. Can you give me, for those that haven't followed this closely, what actually happened? What's the timeline on this?
Well, this past Sunday, she was picked up by one of our deputies who was out on patrol in Lanark and saw her sitting on the white line. She was unsure where her home was. She lives in Lanark Village. And he picked her up, took her home, made sure she got in the house safely. And that was really the last time anybody saw her. And then the next day, neighbors began to look for her, and there was no sign of her. Her purse was there, her credit cards, her glasses, a lot of things that she should have with her she left were in the home. So at that time, well, actually, I think it was, yeah, so that at that time in the afternoon, we started looking for her. We were assisted initially by the Department of Corrections, their K-9 team, and they searched through the night without any success. The next day, we started our search again. It was raining, so we were unable to call in. We had aircraft lined up, helicopters from neighboring agencies, but they couldn't fly. So we got some more dogs, actually some drones from the FSU School of Disaster Response, which are very sophisticated with forward infrared looking devices, which enable them to see body heat. We were doing just walking through the woods, lots and lots of people, lots of the CERT folks from emergency operations, Fish and Wildlife, Carabel Police, just a multitude of agencies, and searched day and night until she finally came out of a wooded area about 2 miles from her house, Halloween night, about 8:30, just before the cold really set in.
Wow. And did she? I'm not trying to invade. If it's something you can't tell me, but does you have the impression that was she sleeping in the woods? Was she?
Yeah, no, she was very dehydrated, a lot of bug bites. So yeah, she was definitely sleeping in the woods. She didn't know where she was. I mean, she told me, I said, "Sweetie, where were you going?" She says, "I went for a walk and I got lost." And she has dementia, so of course that contributed to her not being able to find out where, get back to her home and stuff like that. So, and maybe even some paranoia that could have set in and could have contributed to making it harder for us to find her.
Well, it was a great result for there was a lot of media attention given to this, and it was clear that everybody in the community was pulling and praying and, hoping to have a good result. And for a while there, I was starting to really lose a little bit of hope, after a certain couple of days, an elderly woman like that, you just don't know how she's going to do.
Well,
so.
we were, I know, that's one of the things we're asking everybody, just keep us in your prayers, keep her in your prayers when we find her. And, to me, it was a miracle.
Yeah.
It certainly was, because we did not expect to find her. And so it was a miracle, and it was certainly a great outcome. And hopefully we're going to use this to make ourselves better.
Right.
We'll probably be doing an after-action review next week, and we'll sit down with the folks involved, and we'll look at the good things we did, and we'll look at the things we could have done better, and what maybe there's some other resources that we can make available.